10 years ago, I met my true love in a psychoanalysis room while my marriage was breaking up. I immediately realized that I had fallen in love and left, but a year later we met as buddies and began our romance, which in my opinion was based more on the sexual component. We were both still single, but got out of the relationship gradually, me first, him later. My child was 5 years old at the time, his was 11. I had a wealthy husband, and I myself with a good job. I am 33 years old. I am slim, young, wealthy on an expensive car, in a large apartment in the city center. He is 10 years older than me, without a car, in an apartment with curtains instead of doors. But outwardly he is tall, imposing, and very gallant. We did not live together for a long time, but went on vacation with the children and all free time and weekends spent together. I am a doctor. His work as a psychologist always seems strange to me, given that I am his former patient and his behavior in the office, such as holding my hand. For example, I was tormented for a long time. I ate myself with this, and could not understand and forgive neither him nor myself. Over time I began to be insanely jealous. There were no fewer patients, and he was still texting some of them at night, as he had done with me, and the tone of the texting was often quite intimate. It drove me crazy. I said it was not acceptable to me. Then I gave ultimatums, merged as I could. It hit my health hard. I was constantly lying in hospitals, not with one, but with another, although in general I am quite a healthy person. But there was a pleasant sex, and after my illnesses I was like a phoenix reborn from the ashes. In 2019 I said something again about intimacy with a patient, and he sent me away, very rudely and angrily and forever. I almost died. Gradually our relationship leveled out. Later he sold his apartment and moved in with me with his son for 2 weeks. His son was 16 at the time. For me it was a wildly difficult period of sitting at home without a job with 2 teenagers, and he went to work. At this time I got pregnant. We had a wonderful baby boy. He is about to be 4 years old. As soon as I gave birth, he started bugging me about not wanting him enough and not wanting him as much as he did the first year. He was very often unhappy, but after a passionate night he would pull away and love me, or so it seemed to me. I sobbed endlessly and proved my love and desire. Eventually, after a few months, I ended up in the clinic with a mental diagnosis. I did not sleep for 10 days. The baby was left to him and a nanny for 3 weeks. After that, he constantly accused me that I was crazy, that I was not myself, that I could not trust the child, and continues to accuse me to this day. And that the sex we have is not the same as before, that I burned out. He sees that I am not interested, although I think everything was good, but maybe for his pleasure, I must constantly be on the verge of insanity. And for me, and motherhood as such was not initially. I constantly felt and tried to be an exceptional lover. I was trying to be interesting. So 3 more years passed. He bought a good apartment, made a great repair there, and we moved in. My apartment I began to rent, bought a cottage, a newer car, he housing his oldest son, in general improved the life as we could. But all these 3 years he was constantly on me, then in resentment, then in anger, constantly did not talk to me for 2 months, and I always went to reconcile the first, always apologized, promised sex twice a day, and did not know what else to do. Last year he was not happy with me at all. I do not remember words of love even during sex, although I said them myself. Sometimes he drank until 5 in the morning at the TV and pissed me off that I was not so hot and not doing everything as he would like, not so experienced as he needed. That's how disgruntled grumpy he became. Until the next fall, we somehow lived more or less as before, and after completely stopped communicating as a man and a woman. 2 months I waited for him to apologize, simply because I was tired of constantly crawling on my knees. Soon I started a new job, and he had projects that he didn't tell me about. We didn't communicate much, we talked occasionally. When he left on business, he said he would arrive on Saturday and did not answer my calls and texts. But I got into his computer and saw that he is having an affair with a woman to whom he offered a project. He is writing a script. She will be engaged in some role. But I wonder with what money and what it is at all, given that she is his patient and he is a psychotherapist, and he is 54 years old, unknown. But it is clear to me that they are at the peak and beginning of their relationship, and they have fireworks and love. He, of course, charming and sexy, and the role of a psychotherapist gives him a big head start in love, although completely illegitimate, forbidden by the ethics of psychotherapy. Anyway, I immediately wrote to him that I knew about his hobby. I suggested that we think about it and decide how to proceed. And he wrote back that I was the one who declared us not a couple and it's none of my business who he sleeps with. Anyway, he didn't care at all. First he said we'd live for the sake of the child. He's only 3 years old. And then we went to Paris for a week. We had to. I doubted for a long time, but the tickets were bought a long time ago and we always used to go together. And here we have not been 5 years. So in Paris, he bought gifts for her, that woman, without shyness, and even asked me to try on them, constantly corresponding with her. Apparently, they have love and passion and a common cause. I said that I will move to my apartment with my children, and he suggested that we exchange accommodation for the time being, that I stay here and he goes to my apartment, so as not to traumatize the baby. I am thin, I try to hold on, no tears, no hysterics. I wrote him back then, love is cool, take care and keep. In Paris, however, said that he behaved like a pig with these fitting and refused to measure. Well, and unfortunately, intimacy was a couple of times in Paris, but I realized that it was for me, not for him. Now it is very hard to live, like I came out of the triangle or I was removed and I want to separate, but how to do it, living together and what next? I am 44 years old and we have a baby together, and the most frustrating thing is that no matter how bad I feel these 10 years, and we have been together for 10 years. I always thought that this is my man. He looks like my dad and he is smart, handsome to me. I was always attracted to him and it was interesting to be with him. Now I don't know how to swim out of this horror. Our baby is serious and a serious reason to stay in a good relationship and part friends. He definitely doesn't want to be together anymore. I guess it's very important for me to get a grip on myself, take care of my image, health, work, kids, and communicate with my husband in a minimal and very friendly way, without showing a hint of possessiveness and swaying rights. And then see how events will develop? What do you think? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, please.